Hi everyone, welcome to Eden's Secret. Today we're making a melt and pour soap, a Stevenson's No Sweat Crystal Soap Base melt and pour soap. So we're doing a Creed Aventus dupe, and I did a tester in some cold process soap. I poured this last week, and you can see it doesn't discolour at all, and it smells fabulous in cold process. So I think we'll have to make a cold process soap with this one. This is just a personal customer order that somebody's ordered from me, so that's what we're going to proceed to do today, is make Creed Aventus melt and pour soap. So we need to melt 2 kilos of the melt and pour soap base, and I'm using a ceramic knife today, the CHAKRA ceramic knife. And so we're using the CHAKRA, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, I hope so, advanced ceramic knife. So I'm just going to chop some clear melt and pour and pop it in a jug, because we need 2 kilos of the stuff. I hope they're strong, these blades, because they're expensive knives. They feel weak, but hopefully they're not. Okay, so my jug's full now, so I'm going to melt this, and then we'll top it up with some more melt and pour once we've melted all this. Because there's about 1 kilo of soap in this jug, probably take about 5 minutes to melt it, so I'm going to melt it on 1 minute increments. So set it off for a minute, give it a stir, set it off for another minute, stop it, give it a stir, and so on until all of the soap is melted. And what you need to try and do is not overheat the soap base. just wrapping it up in the cling film keeps all the moisture out of it. And then I'll just put it back in its box. Now we need to chop up some white. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to just sprinkle some of those cubes all across the bottom of the mould. Not a ton, you do want some spaces in between. Just make sure all the cubes are broken up and that there are no great big spaces. So just fill those gaps in, move them about. Okay, now we're going to take some of the clear melt and pour. Right, so I'm just going to separate off a little bit of the melt and pour here. And I'm going to use some silver blue mica from You Make It Up. Now, Pure Rock Minerals, is it? Pure Rock Pearls? Can't quite remember. Link in the description box below the video. I did want to put pink, but I always put pink, don't I? So just thought, you know, this is a nice masculine-ish colour. It's very silvery blue. And then just take your rubbing alcohol. That'll get rid of the bubbles on the bottle, on the bottom. That'll get rid of the bubbles on the top of the soap. And it'll also disperse some of the mica if all the mica hasn't dissolved into the soap yet. Now give your cubes a nice spray with the rubbing alcohol. Then I'm just going to take a pipette, squeeze it, let go, and then it'll suck the soap up. and I'm just going to drizzle it. I'm not going to drizzle absolutely loads. Drizzle it over the cubes. So we're going to sort of layer it up, the soap. So we're going to put this drizzle on, then we're going to put some of the clear melt and pour. And I was thinking I'd like to go black, because if you look at a bottle of Creed Aventus, I think it's got a black label. I'm just going to have a look, because I could be wrong. Yeah, it does have a black label, so I think I'm going to make that clear melt and pour, I'm going to make it black. And then of course you don't need to put fragrance in your cubes, so you can just set off straight away with chopping those into pieces. You don't need to melt it, put the fragrance in, let it set and then chop it up, but of course you can if you really want to. The good thing with melt and pour is it holds a lot of fragrance. It's really, you know, much stronger smelling than cold process, and it will hold more fragrance as well. So we have limits in the UK as to how much we can put in, but you could probably put in, there's like 1.6 kilos left. You could easily put 100 grams of fragrance into this container that we've got here. I mean the big one, not this little one, the big one. It's got 1.6 kilos of melt and pour left in there. You could easily get 100 grams of fragrance in, so it'd be lovely and strong. So just depending on which country you're in, check your usage limits. And I'm going to put the melt and pour, the quantity of fragrance in to the soap base that we're allowed to go with. So I'm going to go with a bit of black pearl mica. But I'm not going to put much in because I don't want it to be really dense. I want it to be, well, I just want to colour it until it's black. And it probably won't take that much to darken it up. And I don't want a soap that just runs black and makes black bubbles. I mean, I like that. I like the red bubbles, the purple bubbles, but I don't think a lot of people do like that when a colour is that dense that you leave your soap in your shower and it drains away. Like I have one, it's the candy cane, the Christmas peppermint one this year. That red I use, the 12490 or 42090, I can never remember. That one, it does drizzle like red. So, you know, when you put your soap down by the sink and the water runs off the soap, that would be red. And a lot of people don't like that, but I don't mind it. I quite like it. Probably the reason I like it is because I used to buy a soap from Lush that was purple, and so you got like all the purple bubbles. And I thought it was really cool, but as the years went by, I started hearing a lot of people say that they didn't like that. So there you go. It really didn't take much of the colour at all to give you a nice black effect without it being too concentrated. So we're just going to give that a spray, and then I'm going to add my fragrance in. Right, we're going to give the cubes another spray with the rubbing alcohol. I don't like this fragrance at all, but the customer loves it. That's all that matters, isn't it? So the temperature is at 80. Ugh. It's a very, very, very strong ocean smell. And I'm not even keen on ocean smells to start with. So I'm just going to put that on there like that. Give that a spray. Then we're going to drop some more of these in. I'll probably have to cut some more. But apparently it's a very good selling fragrance, and the lady that's buying this, she absolutely is a perfume connoisseur and she knows her fragrances. And she said this fragrance oil from Oasis Oils is a spot on dupe of Creed Aventus. So if you like Creed Aventus, or your customers like Creed Aventus, go for this one. So if your soap is hotter, it's got a lot more chance of sticking all the embeds together. So we're going to take some of the silver, the bluey silver again, and just drizzle that on there. It's the pumping pipette. Strikes again. And you know, I started out by making melt and pour. That's all I sold in the early days from 2005 till 2009. It was all about melt and pour soap. I mean, I did sell all kinds of other products, but I didn't start doing cold process until about 2009. So you can definitely create a business just with melt and pour. You don't have to have cold process. A lot of people prefer melt and pour soap. I do prefer cold process, obviously, because that's what I make most of. So we're just going to keep layering up with the cubes and the melted soap until we've got exactly what we want. Okay, so that's it for the layering and the cubes, because with the melt and pour I actually like to have a lip on top where there's no decoration in there. So we're just going to squirt this, and then we're going to pour some of this on now. Then give it another squirt, and then we're going to pour the rest of the black on the top. Another spray to get rid of the bubbles, and then we've still got a bit of a lip. I want it full all the way to the top of the lip. So what we've got left in here will go on there, but you can see we've got a bit of a skin on it now, so I'm going to remelt this in the microwave. You can remelt, melt and pour. Just be careful not to do it too many times, because it burns the soap, and it can, if you reheat it too many times, it tends to be able to what's the word, attract moisture, like glycerin moisture. And there we are. That's our Creed Aventus soap made. So quick, so easy, so simple, and so clean. It's such a clean soap to make, melt and pour. It's not like whole process where you got to make sure you don't get it on your skin or anything. You can make it without gloves because it's totally safe to do it. Alright, now time to cut it. And here's the other magical thing about melt and pour. It's now 2.5 hours later and it's solid, so we can unmold. There's just one little thing. She wants it sent in one piece, so I won't be able to cut it, but hopefully we can see some sort of design going on. So that blue is still showing up nicely. It's actually really pretty. I'm just going to trim those edges off down the sides here with a potato peeler, just so it's presented nicely. And then I'm going to wrap that in some bubble wrap, pop it in a box, and off it will go to you, Sharon. And if you're watching, I enjoyed our chat today. I've literally just put the phone down from you, so if you're watching, this is what I got up to do as soon as we'd finished speaking. And there we go. Hope you like it. I know you'll love the smell. Alright everyone, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon for another video from Eden's Secret. Bye bye for now.